So this is just the uppers for a derby. You will see this one, it has a cut down, and this one come right up. This one could have cut right here too. But it's the uppers for the derby. People that say Clarks, so Clarks is the brand.
How did you first get into shoemaking?
I first got into shoemaking in 2009 when I was walking down East Street and I stuck upon a female called Esther Aman. That's Keisha. She was making a lot of the goatskin sandal and belts, all kind of stuff. And I stopped by to look and ask about a wallet, a leather wallet, and she was like, "You can come and learn the trade." You know, I was passing with my drum to the IOJ, the Institute of Jamaica, to do a drumming class because I'm a part-time tutor there back then.
Yeah.
So I actually stopped there. Seemed interested, but I didn't join at the same time. Then I met up with a friend called Japrin's, and I told him about it, and he said, "Yeah, man, come over learn to make a sandal out thing." Then I went by there until 2010. I paused, stopped. Then in 2017, I have a student who I was teaching how to make the slippers and so on, and she told me about the program at the Archers NTA up by 15 to 17 Duke Street, Kingston. And then I went there and do a course. The teacher was Mr. Brown, over 40 years of experience, and it was great being there in that 4 months course, and I've learned a lot, improved my skills, and get certified as a shoemaker. Then I started to make shoes and derby and so on. People would call them Clarks, but Clarks is just a brand. Harry Ellis do them, Tommy Hilfiger do them. These are just derby. A derby is an English shoe where the ears, you call it the ears, where the eyelets are, you call them ears. So derby is open, the ears are open, and the Oxford are like that. Brown one, the ears are close together, closed up. Yeah. So it's a Chukka boot. The Chukka boot made with cheese rubber at the bottom. You call it, it's a natural cheese rubber. The cheese, natural crepe rubber. Yeah.
Do you remember your first pair of shoes?
The first pair of shoes. Yes, the first pair of shoes is this one. This is the first pair of shoes, a derby. First shoe I ever made in my life. You notice those stitching and that's so up to par. First time using the machine. I always see my mom stitching, but first time using the machine to stitch, we take nearly a week to learn that. This is a derby shoe. Normal dress shoe that a man will wear to work, a gentleman will wear to work. We call them gentlemen when they go into school, you know. When you see gentleman, a derby.
How long ago was that?
This is 2017, about September. And this is also the same style as a derby. As I said before, the ears are not closed. So this is just the uppers for a derby. You will see this one, it has a cut down, and this one come right up. This one could have cut right here too. But it's the uppers for the derby. People that say Clarks, so Clarks is the brand. Just like a cooler is a cooler, igloo is igloo, Rubbermaid is Rubbermaid. Yeah. And then so it's the same. So you can put any brands you want, even the one I'm wearing. You can put the brand that you want to put there. Love Drumz, the original desert boat. This is actually a improvement on the style, which is this is only two pieces of materials up here, the green one, which this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces of material. 6. These are 2. You can see this part is separate. This is the apron, this is the toe tip, and this is the side piece and the back piece. This is actually a wingtip derby shoe.
So why leather from goat and pig?
Alright. The leather from the goat and the pig is coming from the ancient times. So those Aboriginals or indigenous people usually wear the animal skins on their skin naturally. Then along the way, people have learned how to process those materials, turn them into leather by tanning them with tanning acid. Like they would use like tree barks to boil and get those like can boil roots, that brown liquid tannic acid. Mimosa is a very good tree to use. But some people nowadays for the quick results they will use like chemicals, strong hard chemicals. I don't know the name of it, I don't study them, but strong chemicals that will hurt you if you inhale it. And turn the leather, animal skins into leather. You can still see the inside of the skin
Yeah.
and the outer is where the air will be at. So the difference between genuine leather, real authentic animal leather is that it is durable, strong, and firm and can serve you a long time. Only thing you have to do is to put on a new sole if you wish. But a man-made sole, a man-made material now is like when they use fabric and they spray on some properly in some plastic or rubber on it to get that sheen. Yeah,
You said these are handcrafted?
very much handcrafted.
What does handcrafted mean to you?
Handcrafted meaning your hands do actually everything. And the shoes, except for the sewing machine, you have to hold it and stitch it. And around here, you can use your hands and stitch it also. So handcrafted meaning no machine. You don't use a mold to put this uppers on and to clamp it and to form it and to cut it. I have to use my hands to rub it on a machine, the sander with the sandpaper, and be careful to scrub the screws and all these things. You have to last it up with tacks and hammer and anvil, paragon, all those things, you know. It's handmade meaning your hands do much the work. A lot of shoemakers you will see their fingers chop and chip up and beat up and blood. Wow. But yeah, I try my best not to hit myself that much. But it's fun when you know you can wear something, even this one. I'm the only one in the world I think wearing this. I haven't made it for no one else. And that is very nice when I can
People
take
ever
up my
mistake it for Clarks?
Yes, people do. They will say, where you get that Clarks? I've made shoes for my Japanese customers and they travel to like England and people like, where you get that to buy? Clarks don't sell that. I said, oh, it's market in Jamaica, Love Drumz Sandalz. They're like, oh, it's beautiful. Because my Japanese customers, they always like, big up the Kabu, they always like to, and Mashu, they always like to like, one shoe will have like 3 different colors, 4 different colors, and the other one a total different colors. That's like a fashion in Japan, they love fashion. So I have fun working with them. And they always said, Maki, you know what I need already, man. Just put any colors you want together. Like, okay, then I always trust me that way and always get it off, you know.
So what about your shopping downtown? What happened to that?
COVID have given me a hard dent. And then right after COVID, my mom's got sick with dementia. And now December gone, she's blindness, visually impaired, and violence in the downtown Kingston. I've made the shop here a place where no one want to come to give me job or work. I actually, the shop is actually run by me and one of my classmates, Mr. Rowe, Mr. Michael Rowe. We both run the shop, but Love Drumz is separately from Mr. Rowe's stuff. But we work together. It was like 4 of us from this class. When we graduated, we said we wanted to stick together. We still have a WhatsApp group we talk. It was a class of 11 persons, and we tapped that school that day. We won every competition in the school and stuff. So we stick together as a team. Yeah.
So what's the hardest part of your craft?
The hardest part? The hardest part is to get the buyer. Marketing. But a lot of people say it's expensive. But the thing about it, most of our leathers are from Mexico, South Korea, China, and the materials are expensive to ship. And when the ship the person who exported come to Jamaica, you have to buy it back from them. It's a hefty fine, you know. And when you have to make it, if you're not doing like mass production, like you're making like 30 pairs, and you have to just buy a few little material to make like 2 orders, it's rough. And you would have a lot of money to buy a big cow skin to make some shoes than just to buy 2 squares of material to make one shoe or so on.
So what's the typical cost for these?
For these are the typical costs for like a derby. To make it, alright, this the minimal cost we can charge to make this is like $16,000. But it really costs more. We're not like the big factories who make it with the machines and can produce a lot. So, it costs a lot to produce though, I must tell you. I haven't built myself one for a long while. But I have to give thanks to what I have so far. So, this is very nice. This was ordered by a customer from this community. So we're in a political campaign, but he didn't come through as he should. Give thanks, I have it right here to display. It's a very nice shoe.
Can you walk us through the process from when you buy the leather to when you actually make the shoe?
Okay. They sell the leather by the square feet. So 12 inches by 12 inches. They know to measure it up. They figure out the leather shape. And when you get that leather, you have to go to the shop. You have your design, your patterns. That you find the leather, find exactly where it's stretching and where it's not stretching, how to cut it. You have to know that. Or else you make a shoe and someone put it on and just stretched out on their feet. So you have to know how to cut the leather, how to set your pattern, how to mark your joining points and cut it neatly with a very sharp knife. And then you have to skive, you have to line the areas, the A's, and so like that, and line the back part with the stiffening. We call it buckram. Also, there's a buckram inside of here also, the stiffening, or else the shoe will be out of shape and not looking nice. And there's a mold, a lace, made up of shoe, made up like a shoe, like a foot. Back in the days, my teacher told us they used to just look on someone's foot, a shoemaker. We'll just get a piece of tree stump, chip it out, shape it like it, and then make a shoe. But now you can go to the shop and buy a shoe, you know, buy a lace, L-A-S-T, see me, buy a lace and a mold. And you put it over it, and you stretch it. If you have to wet it, if the material is too thick, stretch it and tuck it, and then you break it, and then to get on this flex board or whatsoever you're gonna use as your flex board to the base, and you have to line it with the same material that you're gonna put on the sole. So if you're gonna put crepe rubber, cheese, as Jamaican will say cheese, you have to use a cheese runner, and get it stitched. And then you have to put this cheese on, this big sole on. But before that, you have to put something in the center to balance. And then after that, you have to put the heel on, and a lot of work, cutting with knives, and it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's very fun when you know what you're doing and when you love what you're doing. When you love it, it looks like nothing. This one was made by a student. What's her name? Jody. She was making this one. I was guiding her. Yeah, she just come by the shop and we just guide her. A community lady downtown, and we just guide her. And then she got some sandals work to do, so she had to left this and move on to some other sandals. And she's great in her sandal work. And she's very good. Another one is Marvet. She came amongst us and she learns a lot. A lot of them. A lot of persons come by. Even young ones came by, but they do some stuff and they don't like it anymore. They want to be like cabinet maker. We give them a chance to go and learn something else. Some want to be footballer. Some want to be, one is migrated, Tyreek. Tanka, you want to be a nurse. He's a nurse in New York State right now. Yeah, man. So some doesn't. They like to make something and wear it. They feel they are accomplished their job and they want to move on. That's cool.
Why did you bring us to the riverside?
All right, I take you to the riverside because it's natural and you can hear that nice ambience. The water is running. Relax your mind. It brings us to nature because the animal skins and the crepe rubber is from also a tree. So everything right here is natural. Even the police and uniform cloth, that stuff is natural from a tree, okay? So everything is just from the environment. And we're among the herbs and the castor oil tree, the island tree, coconut tree. That's nature. I love nature a lot. And you see your Love Drumz Sandalz, and I'm a drummer from the Kingston Drummers
Yeah.
also, and I love my drum. Yeah, I want to make a drum shoe one day. Hopefully I can pull that one off. Yeah, so this is a djembe drum. You know the great Kingston drummers, right? Nice. That means that's still your age, right?
So you used to go Kingston.
Kingston High School.
Mm.
Yes, man. That's our school, you know. Kingston High School.
So is this what you do for a living? Make sure.
I do many things for a living. I also work with Google. I'm a content creator. My channel, my YouTube channel is Maki Lifestyle Adventures TV, where I do cooking, fishing, normal vlogs like going to the river, wash my hair, cooking with my guests, taking our guests through the community of Cane River to the Cane River Falls down the bottom there, enjoy the river and stuff and catch fish. You can try different style of fishing and so on. So Maki Lifestyle Adventures TV is a great channel for you to subscribe and connect with. Also, we have many other channels that we are affiliated with who have inspired me, like Colorsmith TV. You must check out Colorsmith TV. He recently got the key to the city in Florida the other day. Yeah, man, he's a very great YouTuber. We both used to work at the same place, and he wanted me to join for so long, but finally I started in 2 years ago, and it's going on great.
What does your hand say about your work? Do you feel like it carries a story?
My hands?
Yeah.
Well, the story that it carries, it have very nice, gentle touch. If you want to experience, you can. So it's actually blessed with love and a lot of great things. It tells not a story of a lot of cuts and chops and so on, but it does blessed with creativity and love and honesty. Yeah. Anything it touch is gold. Once I put my mind to it and I believe, I can conceive and I bring it to reality.